Hi, I'm Helene.
And I'm Penelope.
We're here at the It Up Podcast, empowering the overweight to overcome because we're trying every day ourselves. Every bite, every step, every little thing.
Yeah.
Today, what are we talking about?
How, I remember when I was overweight, I would, walk into the room or be at a family event and, everyone would kind of be awkward around me because I had gained, 100 pounds. But nobody really wanted to talk about it or, to have a conversation with me about it. And if they did, it was just looks like you've gained a lot of weight. Or, oh my gosh, you look like a different person. I don't even recognize you anymore.
Yeah, it's like you don't ask people if they're pregnant because, they might not be. I've made that mistake before. Yeah, it's not politically correct to talk to people and say, well, you look great, you've lost weight, someone will say, but nobody will say hey, are you okay? It looks like you put on 20 pounds, because that would be so rude, right?
Right.
But it's kind of hard. How do you know, I don't know, how do you help people out? It's a really tough place to be in.
It's true.
I don't know. So I've been helping people lose weight for decades, including myself. I've been up and down, and probably the thinnest I've ever been is after I had you, believe it or not. I was a plus size model back in the day. Yeah, and so I was a size 16, 18, which now is probably more like an 18, 20, or even a 22. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think people should do?
I think if someone had come to me like my mom, not my mom because I hated when she came to me and talked to me about my weight, but I think if someone had come to me and been like, hey, how are you feeling? Are you, mentally, how are you feeling mentally? Are you all there? Are you happy? Are you feeling like you want to live and, you're excited about life? Or do you feel like you're kind of dreading the next day? And I think that opens the room for a deeper conversation. Where I would maybe have said, no, I think I'm eating too much. I think my emotions are food. And I think I allow every emotion to be contributed to what I eat. I would have said all those things and more. At the time I was really depressed. I was really anxious. I was not moving my body, which made me have a lack of endorphins, which made me have a lack of excitement for life. Lack of joy from movement as well, because I wasn't doing it, so I didn't know how it felt.
Yeah.
And so I think if someone had had a sit-down conversation with me like that, there would have been room for me to automatically and openly been like, yeah, I'm just struggling with every bite. But no, there was no one to do that, because everyone was just criticizing me or not saying anything, and that was unhelpful and actually just made me eat more.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I mean, if you've got a family member or someone you care about who's putting weight on, it could be your wife, it could even be your husband, it could be your child. I mean, it's a really tough position to be in because nobody wants to hear they're putting weight on.
No, and you're actually enabling them to a slow suicide.
Oh my gosh, that was the hardest thing when you were at your highest weight. I felt like I was really enabling because I'm the one buying the food. And I was like, well, how, if it were drugs, I would just say no more, but I can't. It's food. And it's tricky, especially if you're enjoying meals with your loved ones and you see the way it's going. It's just such a difficult position to be in. And I mean, I love your idea. I just don't know who could have said that to you.
I don't know if it's a fix-all, be-all, because at the end of the day, I had to go to the dark rabbit hole that I was in. I had to hit rock bottom, force myself to puke every day, then eat 6 pizzas, force myself to puke every night, then eat more cupcakes, then, ripple. I had to do that in order for me to be able to look in the mirror that day and say, you are not you anymore, and I don't know who this person is. I don't even recognize you. And if you keep going, you were going to die. And until the doctor told me, Penelope, you have high triglycerides and you're at risk to get type diabetes too. And you are, you are obese and now you're at risk to have all these things and you're only 15. And I was like, that scared me so bad. I was like, death? Death could happen because of this? I could die from doing what I'm doing? I could die? I was so scared. I remember that day I asked you so many questions, Mom, what does this mean? Am I going to die? Am I going to... I was so freaking confused. Yeah. And I remember that day. That was the day I decided to step it up. I cut out all the junk food. I went cold turkey. And I said, okay, Penelope, the only thing I'm going to order out, because I loved ordering food out. It was my favorite thing. My mom would send me, Penelope, what is this screenshot of $23 every day? I was like... oh, it must be like a scam or something. It was me. I was the scam. But I would basically do that. And so I stopped ordering pizza and Mexican food and junk food, and I started ordering Chipotle every week.
That's right.
That was my first step. Guys. Chipotle.
Yeah.
Because I was terrified of what I was hearing. So I just did Chipotle. And then there's a longer story.
Slowly, yeah. Step by step.
But that was the first step. And I made that decision on my own.
Yeah.
And I was still like curbing my cravings. I was still like getting in my delicious, dairy products that I loved at the time. But I was just doing it in a healthier way, one step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think really at the end of the day, you and I and you, we have to be the ones that look ourselves in the mirror and make the decision to change. Because whatever we're doing, we're strengthening every day. Mm-hmm. And so if we continue on a path of self-destruction, eating junk food, then that's what's going to keep happening. So we have to interrupt certain patterns and certain cycles. And what's so amazing is that your taste buds start to change. Your cravings start to change. So like literally your cells start to change in your gut microbiome and in your brain. And so it's almost like everything gets brighter and everything, you start to see clearly. It's really extraordinary what happens.
So beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful processes I think I've ever been through. Because it truly showed me the colors of life. There's gray, there's green, there's pink, there's yellow. And I got to see all of those in nature more clearly. I got to see, wow, like I can cook this amazing healthy food and my body loves it and my brain loves it and my, skin loves it. And it was being able to see like the slow changes in my actual eyes and brain and body. That was the most awesome part of the whole experience.
Yeah, and it's actually like the key is we're supposed to eat with our eyes. And like colors do give us beautiful skin and satisfy our cells at a deep, deep level. And it's so interesting that you say that because it's almost like peeling away layers. And it's almost like there's no end to these layers. Because for me, even today, like I'm like, oh, what is it going to be like for me to use these different herbs and this combination and the taste and the colors and the textures, because they're all really important. And we have to keep like exciting ourselves and finding new things and ways to love it.
Yeah.
But I think what you're talking about today is really, it's like the elephant in the room.
It is, and that's the problem because we already feel like elephants in the room. So if you're making us feel more like an elephant by saying nothing or criticizing us like you put too much ketchup, guess what? When you're not looking, I'm going to put 7 times that amount of ketchup. And so it's just like, it's like this rebellion, it's like this shame. We as obese people, as an obese person that I was, we had and have so much shame about what we're already doing that when you're picking at us and bringing it up, it makes it worse. That's what we're here to empower the overweight to overcome. Because the only person that can decide to change is you. Yeah. And if you don't want to change, you won't. You'll stay stuck in that body forever, that mindset forever. And that's your choice.
Sure, it is. It is your choice. I mean, so what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that, like, it doesn't really matter what other people say. No. Because you know the truth inside of you.
But if you have people who are supportive and they want to have conversations, it took me thousands of conversations with people like my therapist at the time to realize the problem, right? Like it wasn't like I realized myself too, but the conversations helped. But those were kind, empathetic conversations. Not look at you, you're fat, get out of bed, because that's what she was doing to me.
Well, I didn't say you were fat.
But you said,
I never said that.
But you said get out of bed.
I did. I was
Eat
like,
more vegetables. I'm not buying that for you.
That's right. I did.
Which made me say, I'm going to stay in my room longer. I'm going to eat more of this in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it in that trash.
Yeah, but I just want to be clear. I never called you fat.
She never called, but she said it with her eyes and actions. She said it with in other ways that were more powerful than saying you're fat, and that made it worse. That hurt.
It's the hardest situation
because then
to be
seeing
in.
her look at herself in the mirror and not be 100% about her.
Yeah, no, I'm still very critical. Yeah, I am.
When that happened, I was like, you're showing me. Like, you're showing me this. Like, I've been raised like this, and I've had to reframe my brain like, Penelope, maybe you are beautiful, and this is your body. And that's been hard. It's been so hard.
Yeah.
Still hard, still challenge every day. I am still stepping it up every day.
So am I. So am I. And there's like all these new layers that I want to, peel back and see if it's possible. And I know that it's possible. These little areas where my body's still holding on and areas I'd like to, and areas I'm learning to accept and just say, okay, that's part of me. Yeah, so it's a journey, and we'd love to support you and be on this journey with you, because we're not meant to do it alone.
No.
We're really meant to do it together, support each other. So learning new recipes that are delicious and fun, and starting to unveil these layers and awaken areas in our mind, body, spirit that, have been lying dormant because we've maybe been stuffing feelings down. Because who taught us how to deal with our emotions? I don't know who taught us. I mean, was it our parents? I don't think so. Yeah, so definitely leave us a comment below with your email address. We'd love to share some recipes with you and more information about our Step It Up program launching this summer.
So excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So thank you for being with us here. We'd love to hear topics that you'd like to learn more about. Our journey has been very intense, and we'd love to share it with you. But we're just not always sure like what you're interested in. So let us know.
So let us know what you're into, and then make sure you don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more.
Take care.